Hey guys, I wanted to come on here and do this uncut, unscripted on the fly, but I wanted to basically do a bit of a reply to Zaranyzerak's, aka Sean McLean's latest Multimedia Chronicles video he did, which is his Blu-Ray Horror update, or his Blu-Ray Modern Horror update as he puts it. And as I saw the movies that he had shown that he had got over the past several months, it made me think about the one question I think a lot of people get when it comes to those kind of movies, or any kind of movies, and that is, do you have any R-rated movies in your collection? Like some of the movies he showed that he got, from Doctor Sleep to Heredity to Midsummer, are all R-rated. And I'm sure he gets asked a lot of questions by people he knows of, does he have any R-rated material in his collection? And I'm pretty sure he says, yeah, I do. And I'm sure that the other question is asked is if he has any horror R-rated films, like hard R's, if you will. And he pretty much will come out and say, yeah. But when it comes to those films, when it comes to hard R films, like horror movies and stuff like that, I'm sure Sean's not the only one that gets asked this question. I mean, there's no doubt I've gotten this question asked to myself. I'm sure Skinslip, Stoutman, Patrick Butler, Frank Hill, It's Frank, James Rolfe, Angry Video Game Nerd, Rob the Wonderful, Bob Show, Rob Thomas, if you will, Anna Matt Burnett, if you will. I'm sure anybody that's a film buff, Jeremy Johns, Joe Vargas, Angry Joe, have all been asked this question of, do they have any R movies in their collection? And again, I'm sure a lot of them, like myself and Zaranyzerak, would say yes. But then the follow-up question comes of, do they have any hard R? In other words, horror, graphic R, if you know what I mean. Graphic movies that are really like an R that should be like an R plus, if you will. And like I said, I'm sure Zaranyzerak is happy to let them know that yes, I do. But then again, there are those that will be asked that second question of what kind of R's do they have? Like, do they have the hard R's? And I'm sure when they're asked what kind of R-rated movies, some of them will say that they have them all, from comedy to horror. Well, some will say they have a majority of them except for horror, because of either the religious belief or because of the family outlook or the family lifestyle. Like, they'll allow R-rated movies that they feel even the kids could probably handle up to a certain genre, except for horror, because that might be too much for them. And as for me, I'm sure you're thinking, well, what about you? You mean you're doing this topic? What about you? And for me, I do have R-rated material. I do have R-rated movies. I just don't have the very graphic, horrific, hard R's, if you know what I mean. I'll give you an example. Like, right here, we have, Birds of Prey. Here we have Scorpion's Revenge, stuff like that. And then, of course, we have Justice League Apocalypse War. We have Gotham by Gaslight. We have Killing Joke. We have Justice League Dark. We have those kind of movies. I think even up here, and we have Suicide Hell to Pay, which is like right there. And of course, I have Logan. But then I have movies like, I think The Congress falls under R somewhat. Then, of course, Annihilation, Atomic Blonde, Gladiator, Passengers, I think I have in here. I think that's R as well. And then, of course, I have movies like All Three Bad Boys. I have the Deadpools. I have R-rated material. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about that. I have R-rated material. But when it comes to hard R, horrific R, nightmarish R, graphic, I don't. I really don't. I mean, like I said, I have a lot of R-rated movies. In fact, In fact, like I said, I think even from an anime perspective, I think Paprika, I have the Cowboy Bebop movie. But again, when it comes to like the hard R's, horrific and all that, that's a big no because of the fact that I come from a religious background. I'm a born again Christian, and I know some people would say, well, that shouldn't matter. Don't born again Christians have R-rated horror movies as well? Yeah, and I know some people that do. But the thing is, the point is, you know, I'm just, I was raised in such a way that, you know, I I can't even watch a horror movie if my sisters have it on at one of their houses. I can't. I have to turn my head sometimes. I'm so kind of be squeamish when I watch it because I was raised in a way that I could watch R-rated stuff like Speed's R-rated and all that. Um, but it's not horror. It's action adventure. It's a thriller. So I'm used to that stuff. So when it comes to things like, let's say, Heredity or Doctor Sleep, that's not me. That's not me or my family. And that's my choice. And again, it falls into that category, like I said, about others, about families that have this kind of stuff, have R-rated material, but the one R-rated material they don't have is horror because of religious beliefs or because of their family lifestyle. Now, look, I have nothing against people that love hard R's or R-rated stuff. I don't. The thing is, though, you know, it's just I think it's just a matter of taste and how one was raised. Again, nothing against those that were raised on enjoying hard R or being taught to be brave enough to enjoy a hard R movie. It's just as you get older, you kind of have a distinction of okay, what is R, what is a hard R, and what is a regular R, what is more tame R. I mean, again, Annihilation is looked at as probably being borderline into horror, but it's not. It's a sci-fi thriller, and that's kind of borderline to where I could watch it and it wouldn't be that bad. You know, and so it's just one of those situations. I know it probably doesn't make sense to people watching, but it's just one of those situations that you know when people get asked the question of what kind of R-rated movies you have, and you tell them that either you have every kind of R-rated movie you can think of, you know, then to them that's like, oh, then to people like that it'll be like, oh, cool, so you're a fan of all kinds. But when you tell them you have you have a majority of R-rated, but up to a certain limit, which is like horror, then they'll probably wonder why, and you have to tell them, oh, this is why, this is why. So, but as far as getting asked that question, which I'm sure a lot of people get asked, it's nothing new. It's not uncommon to be asked that question of what kind of do you have on R-rated material, and what kind of R-rated stuff do you have? It's nothing really new. So, with that said, though, guys, hopefully that kind of answered your questions a little bit, and thank you all for watching. And let me know what you guys think down below. I know I sound like I rambled, and I will talk to y'all later.